Hey, what's up, my uplifting life partners? This is episode number 4. We're doing the top 12 problems in relationship according to experts. It's an article that was written by Mark Travers in Psychology Today, and I saw the article and I figured I'd take the 12 topics and give my personal perspective on each one of the topics. So we're on number 4. Hopefully you got to see the first 3. If not, check those out. But number 4 in this is actually character issues. Now, for those of you that again have followed the things that I teach, know that this should be resolved during the dating stage. And it makes sense that would be a reason to block intimate relationships if they have character issues. But this is stuff that hopefully you figure out before marriage. Too many people don't. Too many people get sidetracked with the exterior, and you guys know I talk about this all the time. If you're with people for exterior reasons, your relationship is in danger all the time. Why? Because it's not them that you're into, it's the things. And so the character issues, it's very important to get those things addressed. But the only way you can recognize the character issues is to first figure out who you are and where you're headed. Now, those of you have probably heard me share the story when I had a young lady one time tell me, she said, there's no good men. And so I shared with her, I said, let me give you an analogy. I said, your company just hired you and gave you the job of hiring all new employees. But ever since you took over, they're getting nothing but bad employees. Well, who are they looking at? You're the hiring manager, right? So they're going to do one or two things. They're either going to fire you because they feel like you're not doing your job. Or number 2, they're going to retrain you because they're saying you got to get better at the interview process because your interviewing is not good. You notice who they're changing. They're not changing the applicants. They're going to get you better at the interview process. So now that we understand that thought process, who's the hiring manager in your relationships? And she's like, oh, yep, issue. See, folks, I'm not a person that's going to sit here and have these conversations saying this is how men think or this how, because all that are how women think, because all those are myths. There is no way that men think. There is no way that women think. These are myths. Culture is telling you how men and women should behave. And then saying if you don't act accordingly, you're not acting like a man or a woman. You're not acting like a real man or a real woman. I'll get into those at a different time. I'm going to do some videos on that because it's funny to me. We got these topics now where we actually talk about what's a real man and what's a real woman. But anyway, but on this particular thing, the character issues means you have to strive to get you better so that you recognize character issues in advance. But that's only when you get better. I've used the example of like me, for example, I don't drink. And if I say I want a woman that doesn't drink, but I'm hanging at the bars trying to find her, is it the women in the bar's fault that I'm looking for a woman that doesn't drink inside the bar? No. I can't get mad at them and go, this is just how women are. Are all women alcoholics? Are all women drink and all women and write these stories? That's my fault. I have to look at me and say, see, those I can call those character issues, but they're not. They're living their life. They're living their journey. As you guys know, when I talk about love, love is accepting people just as they are. I didn't say agree. I said just as they are. You allow them that opportunity because you ain't got a choice anyway. But you accept them as they are. And again, if you don't agree, we're going to have some conversations. That's where communication comes into play. But anyway, but the character issues, I have to first get clear what I'm looking for. What is it, and folks, that doesn't mean that we're not going to disagree once I find someone. But you guys know we talk about the red flags. If they're red flags, we shouldn't be in a relationship to begin with. Now, we could call them character issues. It just means a different perspective on life. We're going in a different way than them. Okay, so, and I want to get clear on that when we're talking about character issues. We're calling them character issues because we're not in agreement with them. They're not issues if that's the way they choose their life. It's just something we don't agree or we don't want in our life. So that's why we have to get clarity on what it is that we're looking for. Just like I use the example of me saying about the drinking. That's up to me to get clear on that first. Like I use another example. I tell people, if I want to go to San Diego and you're going to Vegas, why is that bad? That doesn't make your character bad because you want to go to Vegas and I want to go to San Diego. We just have different agendas, different things we want out of life. But I need to get clear that I want to go to San Diego so that I'm looking for someone who's going to San Diego. Does that make sense? So that's when we're talking about character issues. That's why, again, you've heard people talk about putting together a list of what you're looking for in a partner. And what they're really saying there is, like when you go shopping, if you have a list and also go in on a full belly, if you're going to use the food list example, because if you're hungry, everything, you're going to buy all kinds of stuff that ain't on that list. But if you're full and you go in there with a list, you just go get what you need and you get back out the store. So people are saying do the same thing when you're in a dating stage. And for me, I tell people, I don't have a challenge with the list, but the purpose to me for the list is so that you can recognize chances are very, 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 I don't know how many times I need to say that, good, that you don't qualify for the person that you put on the list. Oops, did I say that? Folks, that's a reality. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get that together and realize you need to make adjustments in your life and that person shows up. That's why they're not here at the moment, is because when you look at the list, you're not doing the things that you're asking for out of other people. Just like I heard a young lady, and folks, again, don't misinterpret. Like a young lady was saying that she wants a man that makes six figures. He's got to make at least two and a half times what she does. That's okay if that's a driving force for you and that worked for her. Like we're saying, that's her. That's good for her. I could call it a character issue, but it's just saying, no, that's her way of looking at life, and that's cool for her. That's not saying that she's good, bad, right, or wrong. The challenge I have when I hear people talk like that is the fact that you're holding yourself to a different level than you're holding other people to. She's basically saying, I can make $5 an hour, and that's okay. But you can't make that. You got to be making a minimum of $10, $15 an hour to be with me, or you don't qualify. And in her case, she says she actually tears down guys that don't. Whew, I would call it a character issue. How dare you put other people down because they don't meet your criteria? And this is why I'm kind of having the character issue conversations, because what we call character issues just mean they don't fit what we're actually looking for. And that's okay. But that's why I said, so first, we got to get clear what we're looking for so that we can recognize, are they headed in the same direction? And then we get to decide on whether we want to get in a relationship with them. The red flags, stop, halt. That's why it's red. That's why the stop sign's red. It means stop. Didn't roll like the California roll, as they call it. They basically saying Californians roll through stop signs. We ain't talking about rolling through the stop. If it's red, stop. It's done. If they have red flags, you should not move forward. Quit dating people hoping that they're going to change. Too many people get in relationships where the partner has said, I don't want kids. They've been in that relationship for 5 years and they're upset now that the person still doesn't want kids. They told you that 5 years ago. The fact that you put in 5 years, that's your fault. It's the same thing when I hear people saying like they're getting in a relationship, and if they know the person is hurting from a past relationship and they tell you that, and they're not healed and you jump in that relationship, folks, you guys are going to have huge problems. Why? They told you they was messed up. You walked into that knowing they had all kind of issues and you went in anyway. So don't go in surprised and thought it was going to be smooth sailing, because you already walked in with a person that had issues and they told you, I haven't healed. And you still got in a relationship with them. Be ready for all the stuff that come, as people call it, the luggage, the people got baggage, whatever words we want to use. They're telling you that. So, and I know you guys get what I'm saying. Just be very sure with you first to figure out if you want someone who's really into healthy foods, then you have to quit eating at the fast food restaurants. And you have to start eating at healthy restaurants, shopping at healthy stores. Because guess who's hanging in there? The people who are into their health. So don't make this stuff complicated. But first off, get you together. If you want to do the list so that you can start making adjustments in you. Like when I use the example of me trying to find a woman in a bar and I don't want somebody that drinks. See, what people do is they find someone in the bar who drinks, bring them out, try to get them not to drink, and then say, we got relationship problems. You're supposed to. You're trying to change people. It's not your job. So what we're calling character issues is first you getting clarity so you can recognize, are they in the same direction I am? And if so, let's run. And if not, stop. Halt, red, red stop sign, whatever words you use, but don't go there. All right, as you guys know, it ain't right, it ain't wrong. It is my opinion. Run on over to Google Play Store, the Apple Store, download my app, Simplified You. The word simplified, the letter U, not the word you, and they are separated, but it's Simplified You. It's a free download. I also have attached to that my book, The Relationship Success Handbook, Get Rid of Your Problems, Not Your Partner. It's a free download. As soon as you download the app, it's automatically there for you to be able to read it. It's actually, you can buy it at Amazon, but I'm not here trying to sell books. I want to get people their relationships on track, and that's the reason I'm doing this 12 episodes, because that's what it was saying. These are the top 12 reasons people are having why they can't have intimate relationships. And this particular one, which was number 4, again, if you haven't heard the first 3, go listen to them. And this one here, number 4. So I look forward to covering the rest of those and see you guys on number 5. And as you know, if you're not having fun, you should be doing something else. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.